In the vast cosmos of ideas, today we delve into the intricate realm of the 4D shadow hypothesis and chronoceptional dynamics, a subject where physical scales, fractal structures, and temporal gradients converge into a single living narrative. Imagine a cosmic tapestry woven from layered realities, where every scale, from entire galactic clusters down to the nuances of human perception, is part of a superorganism. This superorganism, which we may refer to as the 4D cell, functions as a container for nested realities, each behaving in fractal scales that reverberate across time. In this narrative, advanced technical insights merge with the elegance of mathematical rigor, linking number-driven analyses with intuitive visual models. As you may appreciate, understanding these concepts requires not only a grasp of astrophysical phenomena such as the clustering of galaxies, but also an in-depth familiarity with time dynamics that shape our subjective experience. Visualize the scene, a cosmic background awash with animated fractal patterns that continuously morph and overlap, illustrating shifting time phases akin to well-defined gradients in a mathematical function. In this context, we introduce two figures who serve as intellectual touchstones in our exploration: Dr. Nova, whose forward-thinking experiments in high-dimensional spaces have challenged traditional physics, and Professor Kronos, a historical sage whose insights into the nature of time continue to inspire deep inquiry. Though these characters will only make cameo mentions, their contributions illuminate the problem in a way that bridges rigorous science with engaging narrative storytelling. This video unravels the philosophy behind the hypothesis through a step-by-step walk through conceptual maps, balancing raw creativity and structured academic rigor. Today, we are embarking on a journey where fractal orders, chaos theory, and time loops are not just abstract notions but concrete frameworks that underpin our scientific understanding of the cosmos. The genesis of this multifaceted idea traces back to a solitary night under the expanse of a starlit sky, when observations of the cosmos sparked a revolutionary perspective on spatial and temporal scales. In this reflective moment, the narrator recalls an evening where the interplay between galactic formations and recursive time phases became apparent, leading to the conception of the 4D shadow hypothesis. At that moment, Dr. Nova emerged as a symbol of modern innovation, a visionary operating in a cutting-edge lab where holographic displays and real-time simulations of galaxy clusters enabled the visualization of cosmic patterns. Dr. Nova's lab, filled with shimmering digital panels and data streams, was alive with evidence of intricate fractal behavior, making it clear that traditional linear models of time were inadequate. In parallel, the memory of Professor Kronos, a venerable expert in temporal dynamics, provides a historical counterpoint. His recollections, as shared in delicate internal monologues, brought to light the evolution of our understanding of time, from Newtonian absolute time to the relativistic fabric described by Einstein, and now to the perception of time as both a measurable quantity and a felt phenomenon. The convergence of these ideas in that moment was transformative. Data-driven charts and equation-laden sketches illustrated how nested realities could be quantitatively modeled. The professor's insights lent depth to the emerging narrative on how seemingly chaotic interactions are bound by underlying rules. In those flashback scenes, the narrator's vivid recollections blend rigorous data analysis, featuring statistical evidence and model simulations, with the wonder of metaphysical exploration. It was during these contemplative hours that the raw seed for integrating spatial nesting with temporal phase shifts was planted, a seed destined to grow into the detailed concept maps that we explore today. The next stage of our inquiry involves a deep dive into the rough and chaotic concept map, a raw schematic that captures the interplay of multidimensional elements within our cosmic model. At its core, this map visualizes a superorganism, represented as a 4D cell, that houses all nested realities. Here, clusters of galaxies function like the cells within a living organism, with each galaxy drawing parallels to the organelles inside a cell. The chaotic diagram is replete with arrows that crisscross and interlock, symbolizing the interdependent dynamics of space and time, a vivid portrayal not just of physical proximity, but also of temporal codependence. Visual animations reveal how galactic clusters branch out into galaxies, which then cascade into stellar systems, much like molecules assembling into the complex structures seen within living beings. Dr. Nova's guiding presence is evoked through the imagery of a digital board where raw, intuitive sketches are made in real time. Each node, from the superorganism to the chronologically marked intersections, is a testament to an iterative process of hypothesis and analysis. Advanced models demonstrate that temporal phases, marked poignantly as chronophase shifts, provide a measure of how time is felt and experienced across scales. In this chaotic sketch, fact-driven layers of data align with the unfiltered creative impulses underlying the theory. Animated overlays illustrate mathematical functions converging with fractal geometry, while overlapping 4D slices articulate the depth and complexity of the hypothesis. The raw map is more than abstract art. It is the preliminary blueprint that captures the initial spark of synthesis between measured science and intuitive speculation. Although the construction appears freeform, its rigor lies in the precision of each spatial and temporal relationship that has been numerically validated in subsequent tests and simulations. From the initial chaos, an organized and semi-academic model emerges, a structured flowchart that breaks down the grand hypothesis into a sequence of discernible and interconnected phenomena. At the pinnacle of this model lies the concept of the 4D superorganism, whose shadow projection propagates a cascade of dynamic patterns into nested realms. This structure is methodically organized, beginning with the superorganism and then moving into well-defined spatial levels, galaxy clusters, galaxies, stellar systems, planetary biospheres, and ultimately, human consciousness. Each level is linked not only spatially but also through a thoughtful sequence of temporal transitions that include phase shifts, gradients, and recursive loops. Professor Chronos is invoked as a symbolic guide in this section, reminding us of the historical evolution of scientific thought regarding time. Here, technical data comes to the fore. Statistical models, fractal dimensions, and simulation outputs are interwoven to illustrate how chronological shifts can be quantified. Animations and schematic overlays provide a clear visual representation of these ideas, wherein each spatial level is overlaid with corresponding time metrics. For instance, the transition from planetary biospheres to human consciousness is depicted as a gradual unfolding of complex systems, each influenced by the underlying rhythm of chronofractal loops. This structured approach not only offers clarity but also fosters a deep technical insight into how space and time collaborate to create emergent phenomena. The narrative in this section is punctuated by references to empirical data and mathematical modeling, affirming that behind the elegant flowchart lies a rigorous series of tests and verifications that anchor the hypothesis firmly in advanced scientific inquiry. Integration is the synthesis of all the multidimensional threads we have explored so far. In this segment, the narrative converges on the deeper connection between space, time, and consciousness, a facet where technical calculation meets experiential reality. Each element of the superorganism not only occupies a defined spatial position but also exerts influence through dynamic chronoceptive shifts. The integration forms a unified cosmic narrative. Galaxy clusters, with their robust gravitational interactions, set the stage for the evolution of galaxies and the formation of stellar systems. These systems, in turn, form the nurturing grounds for planetary biospheres, which eventually give rise to human consciousness, each level marked by precise mathematical relationships and phase transition indicators. The narrative visually transitions from abstract fractal diagrams to detailed simulations showing time gradients, emphasizing that every temporal increment is measurable yet also subjectively experienced. Here, evidence is provided through high-fidelity models and number-driven analysis that demonstrate the recursive nature of chronofractal loops, cycles that connect cosmic phenomena to human-scale experiences. The narrator emphasizes that this integration not only fortifies our understanding of physical processes but also enriches our insight into the conscious experience, where each moment is interlaced with measurable, yet profoundly felt, temporal nuances. Expert-level analysis is used to highlight the fact that, by combining spatial nesting with temporal dynamics, one can derive predictive models capable of explaining both cosmic behavior and the emergence of self-awareness. It is the interplay between rigorous data and compelling narrative that transforms abstract theory into a bridge linking the macrocosm with individual micro-experiences. As we bring this exploration to a close, the journey from the raw, chaotic concept map to a structured and quantifiable model stands as a testament to the convergence of aesthetics and scientific precision. The 4D shadow hypothesis and chronoceptional dynamics now appear as a coherent framework that marries advanced numerical analysis with an almost poetic depiction of cosmic order. Throughout this narrative, we traced how nested realities, from the immense superorganism containing galaxy clusters to the subtle shifts in human consciousness, are inextricably linked by patterns of spatial nesting and temporal gradients. Reflecting on the detailed exposition, It is evident that both intuitive doodles and rigorously tested models are crucial in conceptualizing a universe where time is not merely a dimension but a dynamic and felt force. As we look ahead, these ideas are not only set to deepen our understanding of fundamental science but also inspire new lines of inquiry. In this spirit, open questions remain. How might these models evolve with further empirical discovery? And what new phenomena might we uncover as we refine our measurement of chronoceptive dynamics? With this foundation, the path is laid out for future explorations, integrating further quantum insights, advanced simulations, and deeper analyses that continue to bridge the gap between the observable universe and our internal experience of time.